Hey guys, I'm Stephanie. This is my health, wellness, tea, low buy, whatever I feel like channel. Um, I am coming today to talk to you a little bit about my low buy. This is my payday check-in. Excuse this behind me. This is Christmas that needs to go into the storage locker. We're going to do that this weekend. We're going to take the lights down finally because it's dry enough. So I'm just hanging out on a Friday night and I wanted to check in with you guys. My daughter's playing piano upstairs, so I hope that that's not disturbing, but I think it's pretty soft up there. There she goes. Um, okay, I wanted to talk about my rules that I have for my low buy and how it's going. And pretty much as you would suspect, it's not going perfectly, and I have to acknowledge that this is a new habit. It's really hard to put new habits in place. I understand that this year is about making a change, and some of that's going to be uncomfortable. Some of that I'm going to fall down a little bit on. So let's see, where are we at? So this payday, I did do my little payday self care purchase. So I allow myself, rather than doing a no buy this year, I'm doing a low buy where I'm allowed to get a little something. My goal is to spend $25. Just so that I don't feel like I'm totally deprived and I can still have a few things that give me pleasure, but I start to exercise that muscle of showing some restraint and not constantly creating more and more stuff in my house, okay? Rule number one, only spending on payday and spending $25 per payday. How did I do? Okay, I went to the store. I went a few days early. They're having the store that I like to go to. I try not to talk about products, so I'm not going to tell you where I go. But they're still having kind of their after Christmas sale. And so I was like, I'm just going to go and look and see what there is. Okay, here's the thing. If you go to the store because you're just going to look, you're bullshitting yourself. Sorry. Because if you go to the store, you're going to buy stuff, right? So I did buy things. I ended up overspending past my $25, and it's a little embarrassing, but it's a learning experience because there was like signs everywhere, 50% off, 75% off, blah, 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 blah. So I was grabbing things and being like, oh, wow, this is 75% off because it's directly under the 75% off sign, right? And like putting things in my cart or putting things in my basket and not really paying attention. But thinking I was purchasing things at a certain price. And then when I got to the till, some of those things, it was higher than I was expecting. And the thing is, I'm a middle-aged lady, so I am really conscious of not coming off as a Karen. And so I was not going to like argue with them about, well, this is said 75% off. I was just like, fine, like it still wasn't expensive stuff. But it wasn't on the sale that I thought it was. And I just need to be a bit more careful about that. But I wasn't like, oh, can we put these back? Like I just paid the money and just walked away and kind of was like lesson learned. So I overspent a bit. Rule number two, though, is I go to the store instead of online shopping. I did do that. It is better for me to go into the store. It requires more effort on my part. Sometimes it's a little harder to make decisions, but I also get to really see and hold products and really make a good decision in terms of like being able to try it out or really see what it's like in person instead of just online, because blind buying things is just especially with colors and stuff, colors and smells. I've been burned too many times. So I did go into the store. My third rule is my favorite rule, which is called my double back rule. And so because I'm still paying down debt, if I spend any money on my payday purchase, I have to put double on my credit card. So I had overspent, so I really had to have that amount of money. I really put way more money back onto my credit card, and I had the money in the bank to do so, and I did it. But it was an important lesson. Like, okay, if you're gonna overspend, then you're really gonna have to over double back. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is a great rule, and I'm really happy about it because it means that every time I'm spending, I'm also bringing down my debt, and the two are tied together. And so I have to, if I'm going to do one, I got to be able to do the other. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's talk about the rule that I am sucking at. My fourth rule was a kind of one in, one out rule. So I had been kind of accumulating some stuff because I'd been shopping lots of sales, and you know how it goes, right? You get deals and then you buy three of them because it's a better deal. So I kind of reached capacity with my stash, and I was like, okay, I need to use up some of this stuff. So the idea was I would use up an empty, I'd have an empty of a product, and then I'd go out and purchase a replacement for that. Well, the things that I see that I want are not things I have empties for. I currently have one empty in my empty box. It's January 13th. I have one empty shower gel. That's all I have in my empty box. I really, really suck at using things up. Part of it is that I like to rotate things in order to have more variety. Like I'd rather have 8 different things that I'm constantly rotating through so that it feels really fresh. But that means it takes a really long time to actually get through one. But I was talking with my husband about this, and this is a really tough one that's going to be a shift for me. So he collects records, like vinyl, right? Old vinyl. He loves music. And I was saying to him, like, for example, if I have a candle that I'm trying to burn through, well, I don't necessarily feel like burning that same candle over and over again, right? Because I'm in a different mood. I want a different scent. I want something fresh today. I wanted something fruity the other day. And I said to him, it's like if I was asking you to buy one album and play that album every night for like 2 weeks, instead of shifting around and playing different albums and enjoying different types of music. And I was like, could you do that? And he was like, only if I really, really, like, there are definitely albums I love and I could play every day, but only a very few, right? Those are the really special ones that you can just, when you get obsessed with a song, I don't know if this happens to you, and you just play it on repeat because you're just obsessed with it for a while, right? Because you just love it so much and you kind of have to get it out of your system, right? That is a different kind of love than the variety kind of love. So it's really made me think about the fact that when I'm acquiring something new, if I'm going to be trying to use things up, I have to think about when I want to buy something, is this something that I'm going to play on repeat? Does that make sense? Is this something that I'm going to want to use again and again and again? Or do I kind of like it? I'm going to have it a few times, then I'm going to get bored and put it away and try something else. Because I don't have room for those things in my collection anymore. I only have room for the things that I really, really love. So the other thing that's kind of hard is that it's hard not to want to get the deal, right? Like it's hard not to want to, when things go on sale or you have deals where you buy 3 get 3 free, or anything like that. Retailers put little tricks in to make you buy more, right? Because you feel like a knob if you just go buy one thing at full price. Why wouldn't you buy 3? Because 3 is better and then you get the deal, right? Well, back to my husband. He goes shopping at Costco, right? He goes shopping at Costco because Costco gives me anxiety and he does way better at it. He goes in with a list, he executes the list, he gets out. But sometimes he comes home and we've got a budget for our monthly Costco shop. And I hope some of you can relate to this, right? Like, this is what you do. But once in a while, he comes home and he's spent like over budget. He's gone over budget. And it's all been useful stuff. It's all been good stuff that we're going to use. It's been stuff that we've needed. And he's always like, well, that's okay because, we loaded up this time at Costco, but that means next month we'll spend less. Okay. Have you ever done this? When you overbuy at Costco, does this ever mean that you spend less the next time? Be honest. No, because this month you buy a lot of coffee and next month all of a sudden there's this deal on cereal and suddenly you need the cereal. Stocking up never results in your later purchases being less. Like the fact that I go out and get 3 instead of 1 to get the deal does not mean that I'm going to suddenly ignore the other new things that come out and not want those, okay? So I am rewiring my brain and understanding that if I go and purchase one thing at a store for $7, even if I could buy like 5 of them and get them for $5 each, I'm probably actually saving money by buying the one thing that I needed for $7 and not getting the other bulk items that I'm not even going to get through and are going to sit there and wait for me to use them. Does that make sense? So my goal is to be comfortable with paying a little bit more because I'm becoming more discerning and only buying exactly the amount that I need, the amount that I have used up already and need to replace. And also, that when I decide on a new item, it has to be something that I'm going to play on repeat. It has to be something that I'm going to love and savor and want to use over and over again. And then I have to be comfortable with using it up. And that's the final challenge, is that when I really love something, I don't want to use it up because, and then I start like saving it, right? And like, you ever have that? You'll have like four different types of whatever, right? And you'll like the other three, but the fourth is your favorite, but you save that one for the last, like you don't use it up. And like, what is with that? Why don't we use the thing we love the most first? Because we're afraid of not having it anymore. And that's such a hoardy attitude. I mean, sorry, I don't know if that's a word, but I'm trying to change my thinking into being like, things that I bring into my home should have utility, and utility comes from the word use, usefulness. It's utile. So yeah, I don't know. I'm digressing, but that's my rant. I need to work on only buying the best and only buying exactly what I'm actually going to be able to use, and trying to use up the stuff that I love and just be okay with saying goodbye to it. So that's my check-in. Let me know how you're doing if you're attempting a no buy or a low buy this month or this year. And thanks for watching. Bye.